Hey, everybody. Just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that this is going to be the only time we talk about this situation. This is very personal and private to our life, and we want to put this information out there, not for us, but to help other people who are going through the same thing, to let you know that you're not alone. So if you see us in life, please try not to pry into what is going on with our family.
Yeah, we've experienced a lot of trauma and anxiety because of what we're about to talk about happened to us. We're choosing to share our story, like Jerett said, to help others learn, and if they're going through something similar, to know that they're not alone. This is our experience to tell, and ours alone, and we're choosing to tell it this way. We all agreed this was the best way for our family to tell our story. Please, listeners, listen with a gentle and kind heart. This experience was definitely not easy for us, and it's not easy to tell and relive it.
Clock started. Welcome back, friends, new subscribers, people who are only here for this series. Gonna jump into what, episode 8 today?
Yep, episode 8.
Jeez. This is the heavy one that we've been talking about.
Yeah, this is the one we've not really been looking forward to doing.
Yeah, this one's rough, right? And if you have not heard our other podcast on mental health, we had Eric Pease on for that one. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that we're going to say in here will tie back to that episode.
Right. And the running theme in our podcast is always check in on your friends. Mm-hmm. And if you're getting checked in on, make sure you're speaking your truth. And this will be an episode that will really show why you need to do both those things.
That's important.
I think this will be a good educational episode because, and I'll key in on this as we get talking about it, because I've never really dealt with anxiety and depression and anything like that. And as we talk about this, I didn't understand why you were the way you were,
right,
and what was happening with you. And Kendra really enlightened me into that and kind of talked me through a lot of that stuff. And we'll key in on it more. But yeah, your behavior was very confusing to me,
right?
Because obviously you weren't the Jerett that I know,
right?
But there also wasn't. I couldn't do a lot for you,
yeah,
and that wasn't from a lack of trying. We'll get into it more, but it really taught me a lot about mental health, something that I never really knew, and something I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And as we get into it, we'll kind of explain that more.
Well, this is why we also say, like, if you're being checked in on, be honest.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like
I was not.
You know, and we all, truth be told, there's probably a lot of us that might have, depression or anxiety on a minor scale that we are not necessarily medicated for or seeking treatment or therapy for, but we might still have the signs and symptoms of that. Mm-hmm. And we deal with it. A lot of people deal with it the same way and react to it the same way on varying scales.
Right.
So this will kind of help, I think, demonstrate that.
Yeah. So where do we leave off? We left off at the 6-week restraining order.
Yep. So we left off at the 6-week restraining order. You guys had agreed to peaceful contact.
Right. Yeah. That's what we
peaceful contact, quote unquote, restraining order, which allowed JJ to move into Jackie's house with her and Hunter,
right,
and live there full time. But Jackie was there full time,
right,
as a supervisor.
Yeah.
You, however, were still restricted to 8 hours of visitation with Hunter a week.
with my mom had to be present.
And JJ couldn't be there.
JJ could not.
So
we initially thought that the 6-week restraining order was going to be peaceful contact. We got bamboozled into no contact order.
Yep.
So so JJ moved in. I couldn't help her move.
Nope.
So that was fun. So she moves in with my mom, which is I don't want to say we agreed to it with each other, but I mean, like, it was the best thing for Hunter.
Yeah.
Right. So he gets that little piece of stability back, and he wasn't doing well at the time. He was,
Well, I can imagine.
he was not doing okay mentally. Right. So, and that's hard for me too, right? As a dad, like, I can't be there for him, and we were splitting it up into 2 days. So I was usually getting him, my mom would bring him over on the weekends if he wasn't playing soccer, do 4 hours, right? And we'd watch hockey or, something, just hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So that was tough, man, but it's just hard, right? I can't communicate with JJ, and we got so far as, like, I was having to check in with my mom on, like, how Hunter is and stuff, where usually I would just, text JJ, hey, how's Hunter? And
right.
So that was tough.
Yeah, and knowing you for as long as I've known you, you're not a solitary creature.
I don't do good by myself.
No. And you're not overtly, you have the ability to be a social butterfly, but you don't necessarily seek that out.
No.
You do need your tribe, your family, as small as it may be.
Right.
It is very necessary for you.
Yeah. No, I got cast into solitary confinement pretty much, like.
You did?
It was, because then I had Jeremy, but Jeremy was working 12s. I mean, He was always gone. My sister Mike, they worked. The boys went to school, all the kids went to school, and there was a lot of. I didn't want to then go out. Right, I couldn't. I'm not the bar guy, anyways.
Right.
So it wasn't like I was filling my time at the bar. I tried to stay busy with work and stuff as much as I could, but when you're then home alone, right? And Jeremy had his own life. He's got his own friends. So it wasn't like I could be like, hey, just, why don't we just sit down and hang out and you do nothing because I can do nothing, So
right.
There's a lot of that. And then I don't know what the script says, but we'll advance it a little bit. So we get through the 6 weeks.
Right.
And we go back to court, right? Because court dates are every 6 weeks.
Yep.
And we're thinking, okay, we agreed to this so she could have Hunter back. She's not going to extend it. Obviously, she didn't want it in the first place. So we're going to go in. We're going to close this chapter. And this whole time, we're thinking, like, okay, they took my guns, right? They gave me 24 hours to sell or destroy my guns.
Right.
That's what, with the restraining order, you get 24 hours. That's it.
Right.
And I was trying to transfer them to a friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to an FFL dealer, and, I have a number of guns. And they were like, we can't help you. They said it would take probably an hour to an hour and a half per gun to switch out into somebody else's name. And we can't do that. We don't have the staff for that.
Right.
So I'm calling my lawyer. I'm like, what can I do? And he's like, you could forfeit them. Mind you, I've got a lot of really nice stuff. I got things that if I don't have to get rid of it, I don't want to,
mm-hmm.
right? And these are my rights. It's my right to own a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically it's my right to carry one.
Yeah.
So I'm in no hurry to give them up to where I can't get them back.
Right.
So we're bouncing around. Jason came with me and tried to help me out, man. And an option on the form that they handed me with the restraining order was put them in like storage, but at an FFL dealer.
Right, storage that you didn't have access
Right.
to. You couldn't just go, it's not a storage locker. You can't just go pick them up when you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm running around doing all this stuff, and so I go to the local spot, and I'm like, "Hey, I got this thing," and they're like, "Don't worry, dude. We've dealt with this before."
Yeah, so essentially you surrendered your firearms
Right.
to them.
So they take them out of your name, right? So when I get them back, I had to redrose, right? So I have to reapply to get my firearms that I already owned legally back. So I go turn in all those. The guy's super cool, man. He's like, "Look, dude, it's you have to pay money for them to store your guns, and it's every month. So paying money for these guys to hold on to my guns for me, firearms. I don't know what we're allowed to say on the internet anymore." Whatever.
Your pew-pews?
My pew-pews, my pew-pew reviews. So yeah. So my toys, let's call them toys for all intents and purposes, so we don't get blackballed on this one. But so I turn them in. We go to court after 6 weeks, and county council, maybe we didn't go back to court yet. No. This was in between. So she says, "Hey, he has 3 firearms." She goes to the judge. He has 3 firearms in Florida that are registered to him. They're just lowers, right? Not full completes, just lowers that I had, or they're registered to me, but they were in Florida. They're at David's in his safe,
Yeah.
So my lawyer texted me and he said, "Hey, you have to do something about this." I'm like, I can't just up and go to Florida. Like, that's not an option for me.
Right.
So he says, "Well, then you got to surrender. You got to turn them in." So I called David. I sent him the paperwork. I said, "Hey, check this out. You can go in and they can hold these for me." And so David's running around, doing the whole thing, going to the police station, doing that thing. And he's talking to a cop out there, and the guy's actually from like Marietta.
Oh, nice.
So David's, explaining to him what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And the cop goes, "We're not seizing his firearms. Why would we?"
Right.
What happens in California has no authority here. Like they're in your possession. They're not in his. Like, why would he have to surrender them to us? So David's calling me. He's like, "They won't take them. Like, Florida won't. They won't just fucking violate your civil liberties like that. They're not doing it."
Right.
And I said, "Look, dude, like, I don't know what to tell you." I said, "I can't FFL them to you from here. Like, I can't. There's nothing I can do." So he's explaining to this guy what's going on, and the cop is like, "You know what, dude? I'll fill out this paperwork. We'll take him into evidence. We'll keep him in an evidence locker. How about that?" I'm like, "Fine, perfect. Get that, send it in." That's not good enough. So
They're at the police station.
Yes. Yeah. So that's not good enough. So this is, we're at this point in the story, we're approaching the holidays pretty fucking rapidly.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'm like, I was going to spend it with you. I asked if I can come do the things with you because you do, 16 fucking different holidays.
Yeah.
But this all came up, and they were like trying to fuck me on a restraining order now. Now they're trying to fabricate more things to kick up to the DA to have the DA pick up because I'm not following the restraining order.
Right.
So I called David and I said, "Hey, can I spend Thanksgiving with you?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "I need to come out. I need to transfer some things to you, apparently. Like, I need to just get them out of my fucking name because they're making my life hell over this thing." So I fly out to Florida. I go transfer them to David. Florida's not California. Their FFL procedure's 10 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, transfer him into his name. The guy said, "Here you go, take them." That was it. Write my social worker. "Hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm in Florida. I just transferred those guns out of my name. They are now, I sold them to David. just wanted to let you know. So, stay that trip. Everything's good, right? Like, my mental health is in check. I'm with David, right? I'm miserable because I'm not with my family. JJ's birthday is a couple days before Thanksgiving. I missed her birthday. I've never missed JJ's birthday in 12, 13 years. Like that's not something that I do. So I missed JJ's birthday, missed Thanksgiving with the family. Come back, go to court after the 6 weeks. Walk into court, and the county council says he didn't send any paperwork with those firearms, so we're going to hold him in, whatever she said. I don't know if it's contempt or whatever, but violation of his restraining order. And they said, why didn't you bring any paperwork? I said, because Florida, it wasn't like, oh, I need this proof. I said, clearly you looked up to see if I had any firearms in my name. You can clearly look up to see again if there's any firearms in my name. And she read the text that I had sent. She's like, he just said, just a heads up, I'm in Florida getting rid of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of like, what's the word when somebody like talks shit about you, like belittles me. She's trying to belittle me in court. So I'm like, clearly you checked to see if I had those, because I had X amount of number of things here, right, that they required me to get rid of. They wrote it, hey, you have to surrender this many.
Right.
I wasn't thinking about what I have in Florida.
Right.
So we're in court, and judge gives me an opportunity to speak. First time and only time I've ever spoken in court, for these cases. And she says, what's up with this? And I said, clearly you can check. Clearly you checked before. You can check again. They could have checked on their way in to see.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to do that. They were trying to hammer me. So my demeanor, right? I'm like, fuck you right back. We're thinking that this restraining order is going to get dropped because JJ's not going to sign another one.
Right.
County council says, well, we're going to extend this on her behalf for 6 months. But we'll do peaceful contact. They can do couples counseling together.
But that's it.
So now that's 8 months total, right?
Yep.
So holidays are coming up, and again, I'm alone. I'm by myself.
Now, Jeremy had started another job.
Yeah.
And so you were kind of required now to take care of Kevin.
Yeah.
more.
So, and it's not really Jeremy's responsibility to take care of my dog.
Sure.
So between my trips to Florida and back and forth and doing all the things, it was a lot on him, right? Kevin's in the crate all day or in the house, but then he's shitting and pissing all over the house. He's a dog, he's got to go out. So I, fresh off this, right? 6 more months. What are we going to do, right? We can't hang out. We can't be a family. The three of us still can't be in a room together.
Sure.
So this started my fucking decline. Bad. Like fucking real bad. So I go to Jeremy's house to hang out with Kevin one day, and I just didn't get up. Couldn't. I just crippled, right? And Jeremy's starting relationships. He's hanging out with his friends. He's going out. He's spending the night places. He's not home, right?
Right.
So I'm there by myself, right? I have started staying at his place, not living there, just to fucking clarify. I lived in my sister's house, but I was staying with my brother sometimes. And I didn't get out of bed. I mean, for a long time. For a really long time. And I could tell that I wasn't doing well, right? But shifting that onto other people, right? You know, it didn't seem right for me, and I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Like, I was just so depressed, man. Like, you'd text me, like, people would call me, I just ignore calls. I stopped fucking picking up work calls. I shut down, man. I was not in a good spot, and this lasted for a long time.
Yeah, so that's like what I was talking about. I would text you because
Mm-hmm.
I was checking. I saw the decline from the outside, and Ken, you know, you always talked to me about what was going on, and I knew, knowing you, I knew that things like this, like every time you guys came back from court, you were hurt more and more and more.
Yeah, man, and to have my family then taken away for another 6 months, right? And there's no court dates in between. There's no hope. There's nothing. Like, it's just like, we'll see you again in 6 months.
Yeah.
So there's no, like, okay, hey, in 6 weeks we'll come back and revisit this. No, this was a 6 month gap in our case.
Yeah.
You know, and they weren't giving me more hours. They weren't giving me any kind of concessions, nothing, right? Like 8 hours a week, supervised. You can't be with JJ. We could talk, but only about Hunter. So it was a lot of like, I just lost my family. Like, who makes it, 7-8 months, apart? Like, how do you do that? And we were so terrified. We will figure it out. We're adults, but we can't be together.
Right. And so I would reach out to you and be like, hey, let's go do you want to come to my house? We'll record some of the podcast.
Yeah.
I kept trying to get you to come do things that you liked. Hey, do you want to come have a cigar and a drink and let's talk? And you'd be like, yeah, sure. And then we'd set a time and then you wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
And then I would message you and be like, what's up? Where you at? Oh, no, I can't make it. And I did this over and over. And this is where Kendra educated me. I'm like, dude, like, I know he needs to talk to me. I know he needs to talk to somebody. I know he needs to get out of there. Like, why isn't he responding to me?
Yeah.
And Kendra just said, like, he can't.
Yeah.
And I was like, why not? And she kind of smiled and she said, you don't understand
Yeah.
anxiety and depression, Jack, because you've never dealt with it. She goes, he physically cannot.
Yeah.
And she said, I bet the only way you're going to get him out of there is if you light that place on fire. Like she said, I've dealt with it. And like, she goes, you physically cannot bring yourself to do anything.
No.
Just about.
No, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get out of bed, man. Like, there'd be days I wouldn't eat. Like, just, I don't know. It was a real bad place for me to be, man. And I was alone and isolated and just sliding deeper and deeper and deeper into this depression that I couldn't get out of, man. And I don't know how, I didn't know how to get out of it, right?
Well, you didn't know how to ask for help.
No.
And that's one thing that like bothered me. And I would tell Kendra, like, well, why isn't he asking me for help? And she kept being like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's not, she goes, he probably wants to. He's probably silently crying out, but he can't reach out to you because he just like can't.
Every time that you invited me out, I wanted to go.
Right.
In that moment, I'm like, okay, yeah, no. And I'm going to go. And then it got closer to the time and closer to the time and closer to the time. And I was just like, I fucking can't. I fucking couldn't. So I could not force myself to fucking do anything. Like I couldn't do anything. So that's why this podcast took a 6-month hiatus, is because I couldn't fucking function. I couldn't do anything.
Right.
It probably by far the darkest time in my life.
There was an honest conversation with Kendra and I where I thought, we were going to lose you. And it's,
You know, I was not sure that I'd be here either.
it's sad to admit that, but there was a point where I was waiting for the phone call.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like, I didn't want anybody to find me. I don't need that trauma on somebody else.
Right.
So there's a lot of thoughts, right, that run through your head. How would you do this? Where would you go? How do you not hurt your family? And then at the same time, like, I'm a burden. Like, all this is happening because of me.
Right.
Right. So a lot of self-blame, just like hatred, right? Like, you build up a hatred for yourself when these kinds of things happen to you. And I don't understand why still, right? Like, I'm like,
Sure.
What did I do? Like, people that I don't know are attacking me and making me out to be this person, right? Maybe I just don't see it, right?
Yeah.
You start thinking like, I am not a good person. Like,
Yeah, maybe they're right.
yeah. So it was a lot, man. A lot of like self hatred and this is your fault, right? You're in this position.
Well, but we've talked about this before. It's an easy place to go.
Yeah. Oh, dude, as soon as I started slipping down it was a fast descent.
Yeah.
It took no time.
And what are you going to do? Talk to Kevin?
Yeah.
But Kevin's not going to be like, I love you unconditionally, because he
Right.
does, and you really are a good person. Like, he's not going to bounce that off you, but then the depression is equally so crippling that you don't want to reach out for help, and you can't.
No, I had accepted it. Like, I was like I don't deserve to be saved. Like, this is my fault, right? And how do I make this better for everybody around me? Obviously, I'm the problem.
Yeah, I'm the common denominator.
Right.
So if I'm gone,
Yeah.
everything's okay.
Everything else will go back to normal. Everybody will be fine.
Right. Not true.
Not true. No. If you're out there listening, man, and it's the world needs you here. The world's a better place with you here. I promise. But when you're there, when you're in it, everything was my fault. Everything, all of this, man. Like, everything's happening is my fault, and we're talking about a very brief moment in my life that I was on medication that threw me off.
Sure.
And then I bounced back, right? Like, and then just the aftermath from that just kept coming was like, it's me. Like, that, you can't, you couldn't talk me out of it, man. And that's the thing too, is like I would tell David, like, because David went through some heavy shit too, and I like to joke and laugh and say, like, man, I really helped David out get through his thing. But those visits, man, like, he would call me like bent out of shape, dude, and I'd jump on a fucking plane. Can't tell you how many times I went to Florida.
Right.
I was in Florida, and it was easy for me to go to Florida, right? Because then I'm taking care of my friend. It's not me.
You're ignoring your problems.
I'm ignoring my problems, right? And every time I'd come home, they would crash right back down on me. So it was good to get out and see David, but as soon as I came home and I was by myself again, and isolated and just not in a good headspace, it would just reset. Boom. Just fucking every fucking time, man. Like, I'd go there, I'd be fine. I'd be like, all right, I got this. And then I'd come home, and then I'd go to my brother's house and fucking hang out with Kevin. And as soon as I laid in bed, dude, like, I was just like fucking stuck. Like, like, that was the worst trap I could put myself in, coming back to nothing.
Well, and it probably wouldn't matter if you came back to something. It wasn't your wife and child who are your world.
Yeah.
Your dad's gone.
Well, and the person that I would call to pull me out of this was my dad.
Right.
Right. So I don't have that line, to call him anymore. So it was a lot. It was fucking heavy. So I battled that shit, and I accredit a lot of it to, because I wasn't talking to Jade. Like, she'd text me about Hunter or something, or
Right.
like my mom would come over. Like, I'd be like, I want to see my son, but I don't want him to see me like this.
Right.
So there was a lot of that, man. Like, I can't let him see me like this. Right. And he'd come over sometimes, man, and I would just be like, I can sit on the couch, but I can't take you to dinner. I can't leave this fucking house. It was like, that was my prison, man. Like, I didn't leave. And, I mean, like, long periods of time, man. Through 8 months of not having my family and being able to, like, reach out, right? Like, I couldn't tell you how many times leading up to that, like, if I'm having a bad day, I just text JJ, like, hey, or like, if I'm at work having a bad day, you come home to a smiling, happy family where people are happy to see you.
Right.
And then you don't have that. And it's like, and it was taken from me. I didn't choose to give that up, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a different form of depression when things are taken from you, rather than, like, if I had just ended my marriage and, like, left, then that's whatever. That's on me. But for somebody else to come in and fucking tell you, like, you can't be around your family.
Well, you made a funny, or not a funny, but a good juxtaposition earlier. It's solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
And solitary confinement in prison drives people mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that are locked up in prison, if they are extended periods of solitary confinement, it literally drives them mad.
Yeah.
And you weren't in a prison facility.
No, it was in my own prison.
You were in your own prison, and a mental health prison as well that was kind of holding you there. So you had all these negative thoughts, and then somebody took your support structure away from you. So it's just you in that house with the dog and your negative thoughts. I couldn't say I wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Like, me left to my own devices and left to just think, my mind runs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go to all the positive places and all the wonderful things I'm going to do and how great of a person I am.
Yeah. It was every time that we'd go to court, we'd think that we made progress and we're going to get our family back.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. And then for them to just, like, kind of close the book, man, and be like, 6 months, bye, see ya. Like, no changes, no added time. I can't spend more time with Hunter. I can't, that was my final straw. That was my fucking breaking point. Like, it's just, and this happens to people all the fucking time, man. Like, we're going to get into statistics and shit in another episode, but this happens a lot.
Yeah. But at this time, too, you were taking your DV classes.
Yeah.
Which we discussed a little bit last time.
Mm-hmm.
And you were kind of discussing what we'll call the caliber of people that were in your DV classes with you that are legit spouse beating pieces of trash, for lack of a better term.
And these people are getting their kids back.
And they're getting their kids back. And you're the model student in the course. With not a whole lot to add, because you don't beat your wife.
Yeah.
And these guys are being punished less than you were.
Yeah.
And so I could see how that would lead you to think, well, maybe it is me. Maybe it's something I don't see.
Yeah.
If I was in your place, that would not be a hard leap for me to take.
Yeah. Well, it's, and at the end of the day, it's strangers telling you what kind of caliber person you are.
Yeah, somebody who knows nothing about you. Yeah.
They don't know me. My social worker would write up her report based on a one-time-a-month meeting. We would see each other once a month, and she would formulate an opinion based on that, right? I'm not texting her. I'm not up her ass. I don't need to talk to you. We're not friends.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of that, and I think that there might even have been months where I didn't see her. I can't... That whole time for me is probably blocked out of my mental, right? Like, I was in dark places, and I can't recall everything from that time period.
Well, yeah, your mind protects itself by blocking out memories, trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
This was as traumatic for you as it was for Hunter to be taken by CPS.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was bad, man, and JJ would text me about like Hunter won a soccer game, like update me, right? And it got to a point where I wasn't responding to her, and she texted me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." So she took some money out of the bank account, and she was going to send me to Mexico to do ibogaine.
Yeah.
Which is if you've never heard of it, it's a treatment they give to people suffering from PTSD, deep depressions, things like that. And it's $15,000. It's 10 days in Mexico. And she was like, "You're going."
What else? What did you have to lose?
Yeah.
You got nothing.
Yeah. That's what I said. I told her, I said, I'll do this for you. But if it doesn't work, then we've tried everything we can.
Yeah.
And she came back and she said, there's some studies on ketamine. I really think you should do this ketamine.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you have one shot. I'll give you one. I'll one or the other, whatever. Like, and she said, no. If ketamine doesn't work, you're going to go to fucking Mexico.
Yeah, good.
So I said, all right, but if this shit doesn't work for me, then I'll catch you on the other side, like, so I'm telling her this, right? And she's got this guy, and we've talked about him, and we've talked about how ketamine saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Garcia, he runs Loomis, ketamine treatments. And so I'm talking to this guy and run through a questionnaire. And it's like, the standard questionnaire is when you talk to somebody. He's a double board certified doctor and psychiatrist. So he's giving me how often do you feel depressed? How often do you this?
He's doing like a psychological evaluation.
Yeah. So I scored the highest you could score on the test, which is a bad thing.
This is not a...
Yeah, the first test I've ever aced was not for good reasons. So but I'm being honest, right? I'm being
good.
Like, I need fucking help. Like, I need this.
Well, you would hit, for lack of a better term, you would hit rock bottom.
Yeah. I was on my way out, man. Like, so I'm telling him, I'm kind of telling him what's going on, why I'm in this mood, why I'm in this depression, why. So he goes, when can you start? And I said, when do you have an availability? And it was pretty quick, within a couple of days. And I come in and we're talking, right? So, and I got therapy sessions through him too. So we're talking, and he's kind of asking me a lot of questions. What's going on? How'd you get here? Like,
Getting a backstory.
Yeah. So I'm fucking laying it out for him, and he's just looking at me like, fuck. He's like, I would be in your same spot. Like,
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. So I'm like, man, like, I don't understand, how I got here, right? And during this time too, man, I'm taking meds, man, and they're making me sleep. Like, I would sleep all day, dude. Like, it was just not good for me, right? Because then I'm never getting out of bed. Like, there was weeks where I'm like, I'm not getting out of this fucking bed, like, for anything. Like, fucking hygiene was the first thing to go, man. Like, it just bad. So I lost a lot of weight, right? Because I wasn't eating. So I get my first fucking treatment, man, and so ketamine, if you don't know, is started out as like a horse tranquilizer,
mm-hmm.
and then they use it in anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a party drug that you can do if you're that kind of person. But it's FDA approved. They've had really good results with these studies for I wouldn't say curing PTSD and things like that, but pretty fucking close.
Yeah, we've got a friend who did it a while back before you did it, and it helped. Same thing, had the same results it did with you, like completely different person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I go in for my first session. I get it, right? So you're wearing a mask and headphones, but they're playing like soothing sounds like nature, right? And I would later learn that depending on what sounds I was hearing would take me on a different trip.
Mm-hmm.
So you hallucinate with this, but controlled, right? You're in this dark room by yourself with these headphones on. It's just you in a recliner. I'm laid back. I'm very fucking comfortable. The session that you go under, right? I'm going to say trip, but because that's what you do, but is only like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very quick. But I would listen to these sounds, right? So as soon as it's an IV. So as soon as it would start, I would start to feel it right. I'd get very relaxed. And then boom, the music would put me somewhere. It would just run me through memories like a photograph, like, like slideshows, like on the old fucking slides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Just my life. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like crying, right? Because I'm like, I saw me, I was happy, right? Like this kid, just no worries, right? Like I'm seeing old me and remembering like, hey, you used to be happy. How do you get back there? So I come out of it and I tell the doctor like, man, I saw myself as a kid. I was happy. And he said, that's your inner child. You need to reconnect with him because, and I had told him about my life.
Right.
And he's like, your inner child wants you to be happy, but your inner child's had enough. Like all the coping mechanisms that you formulated from a child to an adult were for certain situations, and you're not making new coping mechanisms to deal with the things that you are dealing with. You can't. So your inner child says, fuck this, I'm done. You shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me, Doc. And, I'm like, all right, so I saw this and, they're every other day. So it's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 sessions, 2 weeks, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So first session, man, I feel fucking like I might have been fucking fixed from the first session, man. Honestly, like I felt so fucking good after the first session. And what ketamine does is it creates different neural pathways in your brain for you to not necessarily get over your traumas, but look at them from a different light.
Right.
Right? It's not a cure-all. It doesn't take away all your shit. Like, it just gives you another fucking way to look at it. The last one, second to last one that I did, I saw Hunter fall in love with soccer. Backwards through life, right? Like him now to him being 2 years old, picking up a soccer ball. And I thought, how can I be so selfish? How could I ever leave this? Mm-hmm. And I like, now I look back on it like that's a piece of shit move, like when you're in that state of mind, you're not thinking like people are going to miss me. My son's going to grow up without a dad. Like you don't think that way. You're very selfish. And I remember walking out of there, I was crying. And I'm like, I can't believe that I was going to leave this. So, ketamine for me saved my life, man. And it's not the most expensive thing. I think it was like $3,600 for the 6 treatments and to reprioritize my life. It was fucking like deep, right? Like dark. Like I dove into this thing head first because I was like, this is either going to save me or it's going to, not. And I just remember like after my last session, I told him like, hey man, I really appreciate what you do. Cause it's not popular yet. Right. Like he's one of like, I don't know, 4 places that I had found at the time that did it. And he was having glowing fucking results. He's like, dude, like this will fucking help you.
Well, I send you a thing. The project that I'm on right now is a neuroscience hospital.
Yeah.
And they have 2 ketamine infusion rooms.
Yeah. That will be the new treatment, I'm telling you, for PTSD and deep depression.
Well, I remember you came out and you were like, dude, like this was the cheapest.
Yeah.
The cheapest and most effective thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I laughed, man. Like we started podcasting again. We started, getting back to life, right? Like we say the old me, right? Like none of this shit ever happened to me.
Yeah, you really were.
Yeah, and it's not that I wasn't still depressed and still get depressed about the situation. It was that it wasn't overwhelming anymore.
It made it manageable.
Yeah,
but it's good that it put it in perspective. I'm proud of you to hear you say like I would be selfishly this. Why would I do that?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But you needed to get there. You were so far gone. Mm-hmm. That there was no bar to reach to. There was no normal. And your life had been so out of whack for so long that you had just accepted that as your fate was, well, I'm going to keep getting kicked when I'm down. I mean, this whole time you kept saying, why is this happening to me? Why do I keep getting kicked? Why does this keep happening? And this gave you a perspective and brought you out of it, which
I needed it. I no bullshit, man. Credit my life right now to ketamine. I would not be here without it. I wouldn't. Yeah. And it fucking, I mean, like, I felt every session so much fucking better afterwards.
Well, in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Yeah.
A recovery from the type of depression you were in 2 weeks. And it's still maintained to this day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You haven't slipped back into anything.
Well, and I could have, right? I mean, like this was pretty fucking dead on in the middle of this 6-month extension on the restraining order, right? Like I had every reason to not be optimistic that the future was going to be okay.
Well, you went back to being alone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I went right back to being alone.
I mean, it wasn't like the court went, he did ketamine here. Case is closed. Here you go. You can all be a family again.
Yeah. And once you start taking that much time off life and stop giving a fuck about everything and it's hard to get back to it. Mm-hmm. Right. Like I still wasn't going out and fucking doing anything. And I slowly reintegrated hanging out, picking up the podcast, little things, right? Let's hang out. Let's have a cigar. Let's whatever. It was a slow transition as far as me coming out of my shell, but I felt better.
Well, and it was probably necessary to reintegrate at that pace as well.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's the thing too, is like I wasn't, doing 12-hour work days. I wasn't that kind of shit where I entrenched myself back in my work and all the things. It took me a little while, but the feeling of hopelessness was gone.
That's probably the key.
That's the fucking key.
Hopeless.
Yeah.
That really is the only way, I think, to describe you when you were in that point in time in your life is that you were hopeless.
Yeah. And it's hard for your life to be taken away by somebody else in a judgment that they don't know you. They don't know me. They don't have facts to this fucking case. It's almost like they're just fucking winging it.
Right.
So it was a lot of that kind of shit, man, where I was just like early on, like, how can you say this about me? You don't know me. Like,
but not give you the ability to respond.
Yeah.
Which you and I are very outspoken people.
Right.
If you want to say something about me, great. But if you don't think you're not going to get something back
right.
that you might not like to hear.
And my lawyer would tell me, like, you cannot have any outbursts in court because they'll hold this against you. They'll say, see, we told you.
Yep.
So it's very hard for me to sit in court and let somebody bash me
Yeah.
about my character without knowing me.
Yeah.
So ketamine for sure saved my life. If you guys, if you're out there dealing with depression, I 1000% recommend this shit.
Yeah. And the $3,500 is a small price to pay.
Bro, I'd pay it again. I'd pay it twice on Sundays. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, to feel how I feel now, to be on this side of it, man, and to be able to look back, and that's the thing too, like that we've been saying through this whole thing is, I look back on everything, and I am so upset about so many things that happened. A lot of things were out of my control, but I still feel bad because I have to live with it.
Right.
Like it doesn't go away, you know. The knowing that because of my drug interaction with this medication, I caused this ripple, right? And it fucked up my family, my friends, my mom's life, my brother's life. Like, I had to uproot my brother from my mom's house where he was just chilling, happy, you know, to be there. And these things, man, and the way that I looked at it too was like, suicide is a ripple, right? Like you don't realize how many people you affect around you, but you fuck a lot of people up.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say this, man, if you are struggling, get help. If this podcast fucking found you some fucking how and you're struggling, get fucking help. If you got a friend who's fucking not doing well, get him some help.
Yeah. And you're going to have to help drag them there, because
yeah,
if they're in as deep of a hole as you were, it's going to take a tremendous effort to get them out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not easy, man. And there's signs, man, that, I mean, like, I loved hanging out with you guys all the time, right? And
Mm-hmm. We're family.
Yeah. And podcasting, man, like, this is my get the poison out. This is where we come and talk for an hour and shoot the shit, and I get to hang out with you and fucking, you know, we're in the closet for a little while. And if you missed those episodes, go check those out. But
sound quality was great.
Yeah, sound quality was phenomenal. But this was my release from my day to day, right? Like, we could just do this, and then well, you know, if you're new to this, me and Jack, we hang out, right? We'd do dinner, we'd podcast and do dinner and hang out. I mean, like, this was like a 3-4 hour fucking ordeal that we would hang out for.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I lost that too along the way, and it's not good to self isolate, especially for me. I know that about myself. I don't do well by myself.
Right.
So if you got some friends out there who are going through it, man, fucking really check in on your friends, man. And like I said, like we always say, be honest. If you're in a bad fucking place, tell your people, because I would rather have you here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and help you get through your shit than fucking you not be here.
Yeah, and if you know your friend's in a bad way and you check in on them and they say, no, I'm good, you need to drill down a little bit.
Yeah.
And be like, are you sure? Don't fuck with me right now.
Yeah.
Like, tell me the truth.
Yeah.
And you're
And
going to have to pry it out of them.
we say in sales, like, ask qualifying questions, right? Like, ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, sometimes a text doesn't get your point across. Pick up the phone, call, and it didn't work for me because I wasn't picking up calls. I wasn't answering phones. I slipped fast, man. After that, the holidays fucked me up a lot.
Yeah.
And then, you know, everything that came after was just not good. But what else do we got on this list?
That's it.
Yeah. All right. So if you're out there and you need some help, man, if you need to know where to go, I still probably would say iBegain's probably a great fucking thing. It's helped out a lot of veterans and people like that. I didn't do it. I didn't need it. I did ketamine, which is approved here in America. You don't have to go down to Mexico. It is 2 hours out of your day. That was what the time allotted for. It's not 10 days. I mean, start there.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper, easier option. You go in. If you want to come out here, Dr. Garcia is fucking dope. I'll shout that guy out. He saved my fucking life. So, if you need some information, reach out. I'll fucking connect you. I'll do my part in getting you into the right people to help you out. And I think he does payment plans. He's here to help.
Yeah. But it's also cheap. Like, you're worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth $3,500.
Your life is worth $3,500.
And the impact that you have on the lives around you is worth $3,500.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's bigger than just you. So don't be a selfish person like I was. And once you pull yourself out of that state of mind, you will be happy that you did.
Good.
So, all right, the message is the same. Check in on your friends. It is fucking important.
Yes, sir.
It is not something that we take lightly over here, and now you know why. Now you know why we say it all the time. It's a real thing, man. I live this. We live this. I mean, it's not just two guys getting on here telling you how to live your life and what you should do.
Yeah.
We're leading by example. So check in on your friends. It's important.
Yes, sir.
Especially during, Men's Mental Health Month, but every month.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. You don't need a special month to do that.
No. So get out and go outside, man. It's fucking healthy to go outside.
Get some sunshine.
Yeah, ground, man. Go stand on the grass in your bare feet. It's nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. I guess that's it for this one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
And this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast.